What is the current status of crime in the city of Johannesburg? It's been exactly 9 months since we last received crime-fighting evidence from the city, and while we understand that the new administration might be doing things a little bit differently, we also think that it's important that we get information as far as our safety and security is concerned. We spoke to Gabriel Kraus.
The absence of evidence on crime is worrying. I think it's a very difficult thing to think seriously about crime because it evokes such emotions and fear. But risk management is a hugely important part of every South African's life. And that risk management is contingent on getting the facts at your fingertips. And I think when people get those numbers, they get a sense of how they can adjust their behavior to protect themselves. They can also get a sense of whether the police's promises are actually translating into greater security. And that itself can translate into pressure to make real change if reform has been promised but it hasn't been delivered. Or on the other hand, if reform has been promised and it has been delivered, to say well done and let's look at how we won that battle and how we can translate that victory into another field. So we can't do any of that without the data. I think the simplest explanation is incompetence and a failure of the duty for care that administrators owe to the citizens of their municipality.
This is what JMPD spokesperson Wayne Minnaar had to say on a pre-recorded telephonic interview.
Statistics is released by the Minister of Police.
The local Joburg statistics?
No, we don't give any statistics. It's managed by the Minister of Police.
So, just for clarity, last year, obviously under the previous dispensation, there were monthly crime statistics. Where do we go to, Mr. Minnaar, if you want an update on such?
No, you won't get it. Not available. There's a different approach in terms of the administration.
There's a different approach?
Yes.
And then you, the viewer, how important is it for you to receive monthly statistics?
We have to know that the crime is increasing, how far is it going, you understand? It's very important for us to know.
The residents have to know what's going on, where they live, and whether they have a higher grade, higher crime or lower crime, and they have to know information from the police.
How do we know if we're moving forwards or backwards with crime in the city? How do we know that we are winning the war on hijackings, drunk and driving, guns and ammunition? Are we protected and are we safe? While we wait for the city to answer these questions, let's bring you a story of a young man that has created a website that makes it easier for people to report crimes of sexual assault.
I've always thought to myself something needs to be done, but I just didn't know why. And for me, the turning point came when I was talking to my girlfriend, and we realized that both of us knew very close people, family or friends, that had gone through a similar or even worse encounter. And it really hit me hard that this problem is actually more rampant than we actually can even imagine. If you look at why a lot of incidences go unreported, some of the reasons are because victims are sometimes even too far away from the police station. Secondly is when they do report, sometimes they're not believed. They have to prove themselves, and this is someone who has just gone through a very traumatic experience. And thirdly, sometimes when they do report, they end up, the perpetrators end up attacking them. So it's like they don't report to keep themselves safe. Because the web is accessible anywhere, they can do that from any mobile phone they can reach to. And that's why we even chose to make it a web-based app. So because data is a big issue. So it's no secret that most of the perpetrators are men. And I think besides employing all these tools and all these interventions to solve the problem, I think it's up to us men to start changing the conversations we have at bars and when we hang out about the role of women in our lives and the importance of how we treat them. So the app is not operational yet. It's in its beta phase. So we want to bring in potential users of the app and some subject matter experts to help tweak it and really to get that feature set to a point where it can be launched and is usable in the real world.
Hey everyone, my name is Ayanda Nhlapo and you're watching Joburg Today.